Please join me in welcoming Alvin Wong, Head of Invest at Maya Philippines, to share some opening remarks.
Thank you so much, everyone, for inviting me. Thanks so much to John. I think when we actually spoke to John uh, months ago about our passion to democratize investments, I think we were with a united with a single purpose: how we can solve some of these massive problems in terms of the investing community in the Philippines. And I think as we spoke about the problem, we talk about the challenges, we talk about some of the efficiencies, and obviously, naturally, we talk about working together. So I'm Alvin Wong. So I lead the invest part of the business in Maya, and very happy to also, together with John, talk about the new initiative on Dragonfly Lite, where we empower every Filipino to have the tools to begin your investing journey. The benefit of this is that no matter your level of experience, whether you're just starting off, whether you have invested in your first one, or you feel that it's hard to participate because you need to put a set amount of funds into other traditional brokers to be able to do so. So I think we've solved that problem. So together with Dragonfly on Dragonfly Lite in Maya, you as a user, as long as you have
Recording in progress.
as long as you have the ability to access within Maya, you'll be able to access Dragonfly Lite and be able to register an account, be able to cash in seamlessly with zero fees, and be able to invest within 15 minutes after you have submitted your KYC information, which we try to make as simple as possible for you to do so, and really get to the process of investing together via Dragonfly. So we are very excited that you allow you to manage all your stock investments in one place. And we believe that this partnership will give you the ability to take advantage of the timeliness of the current climate, which is the fact that interest rates are also expected to be lower, both in the U.S. Feds, and I think this will really excite the local market such that everybody can participate in it. And as you know, in everything investments, there's always a cycle. And although I think we've been monitoring the cycle ahead, I'll defer to John, who can share a bit more further about his stock picks and investing club and the information that he can excite you with. But very happy to kickstart this journey off with Dragonfly Lite, and welcome to Maya, and for all Maya users, for you to make the first step together with us in this journey. Thank you so much.
Exciting. Thank you, Alvin. So now let's dive deeper into the world of investing. We're lucky to have a true expert with us today. So, next slide, please. Okay, so Sir John Carlo Lim is the CEO and co-founder of Dragonfly. With his extensive experience in the industry, John has a passion for making investing accessible to everyone, helping individuals take charge of their financial futures. Today, John will be discussing why investing is essential for everyone and how it can be a game changer in achieving your financial goals. So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming John Carlo Lim to the virtual stage.
Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Alvin, as well. Alvin has really been a prime mover within Maya in terms of getting people invested across different asset classes. And we at Dragonfly, we are truly excited about our partnership with Maya, as it gives us the ability to leverage Maya's extensive reach in order to spread the message regarding the importance of investing towards one's financial well-being. Today's webinar is the first in a long series of webinars that will dive deeper and deeper into the world of investing. Today, we are also fortunate to have with us Mike of Stocksilog. Mike is not only a seasoned and successful investor, but he is also one of the country's top financial literacy creators. Later, Mike will demystify stock investing, elaborating on the basics to help you get started in your investment journey. But before I turn you over to Mike, let's talk about why we need to invest. So why should you invest? We all know why. to achieve financial freedom so we can spend the time on the things and the people that truly matter to us. But why don't we invest? We often hear three things from our clients. It's too risky. I don't have enough money. I don't know where to begin. Let's unpack these. So it's too risky, but actually the risk is in not investing. Your 50K pesos na hindi mo ininvest will only be worth 27.6K in 20 years at an annual inflation rate of 3%. Worse, next slide, please. According to the BSP, Filipinos are not ready for retirement. Filipinos only have 3.6 months of income for retirement, and the average monthly pension from SSS is only 5,000 pesos. And we all know that 5,000 pesos is not a livable income. I don't have enough money. But in reality, it takes so little to start investing. If you invest 1,000 per month for over 40 years with an 8% annual return for a total contribution of 480,000 pesos, you will end up with around 3.1 million pesos or 6.45x times your investment. Just to tickle your imagination, what if instead of an 8% annual return, we achieve a 9% annual return over 4 years? Instead of 3.1 million, we now get around 4.05 million. At 10%, we get 5.3. At 11, we get 6.9. At 12, we get 9.2. At 13%, that's a typo. You get 12.1. That is the power of compounding through time. You open yourself up to exponential growth instead of linear growth. This is why it pays to become a progressively better investor. Next, I don't know where to begin. Out of all the reasons, this is the most valid one. And we know this in Dragonfy. Next slide, please. This is why we designed Dragonfy to be an inclusive community of investors that support each other in our respective investing journey. So follow us in the Dragonfy Investing Club as we manage a real money passive income model portfolio. As a client, you get access to trade alerts before we buy and sell anything, and analysis and research to help you learn to become a better investor. We doubled down on this community so our model portfolio, for our model portfolio update, as of September 6, 2024, we've achieved a total return of 23.56%. So here's an example of the positions that we have in the model portfolio. Next slide. So we doubled down on the community aspect by creating the Creator Circle, where you can learn from the country's top financial influencers by watching their content directly from the app. So follow Mike of Stocksilog, as well as other creators such as Investing PH, Kuya John, MoneyWise Engineer, PSE Warriors, and One for the Money. Next slide, please. We're also ramping up the frequency of our webinars in partnership with various FB communities. From today's basic introduction, we will guide you deeper and deeper into the world of investing. Next slide. You can also learn at your own pace through the Dragonfy roadmap. Learn everything you need to know about technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and investing and the like. Next slide. For a more personalized touch, you can also schedule a consultation with me so I can help you get started in your investment journey. So I'll pause a little bit here so you can scan the QR code and take a screenshot. So with that, it's now time to introduce our headliner for today. I'd like everyone to meet Mike, the passionate mind behind Stocksilog. Mike believes that investing in the stock market is a powerful way to grow your wealth, while also supporting businesses and strengthening the economy. With over a decade of experience in stock market trading, Mike has shared his extensive knowledge and insights with thousands of viewers on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. With that, I now turn the virtual floor over to Mike of Stocksilog. Take it away, Mike.
Thanks, John. Thanks, John. So I really like the topic that you made a while ago, and it made me think about how it was when I started. Just like what you said, kanina, one of the main or a few of the main challenges why we are not investing is because number one, the risk. Siyempre, sino ba naman may gustong matalo, di ba? And that's already a given. And then number two, the capital. We do not know really kung magkano nga ba ang kailangan nating ibigay or yung kaya nating invest. And then lastly, I think this is the big one, which is we're not aware that this asset exists and that we can invest on it. Now, these are all the questions that we had, and I really thought at that time, or when I was still starting, that yeah, oh nga no, these things are not being thought by anyone, and that's a valid question, and that's a valid statement. So hopefully, on this webinar, we'll be able to answer those questions. So hello once again, I am Mike of Stocksilog. Today we are going to talk about more on the stock market. So what it is, ano nga ba to? 'Di ba? Magkano nga ba yung kailangan mong i-invest or yung capital na kailangan mo so that you can invest on the Philippine stocks? Also, how does it really work? Paano ka nga ba pwedeng kumita dito? Lastly, we will also talk about the potential risk and the potential gain that anyone or everyone would be looking after para sa mga ganong klase ng asset class. Ayun. Yep. So as I was saying kanina, no, yeah, nawala tayo ng konti, but we are now back. So let's continue. In terms of the stock market, it says here stocks represent a share of a company ownership in a company, giving you a claim on its assets and earnings. So basically, when we talk about investing in stocks, what it actually means is we are not really investing in the stock market, but instead it's an umbrella term. No, when I say an umbrella term, you are investing in a specific company. So companies like, for example, Jollibee, Globe, BPI, BDO, ABS-CBN, GMA7, and a lot more. Actually, we have around 270 or close to 300 na nga na mga stocks na you can invest in. Okay. And when you own a stock, you are actually a shareholder in the company. Just like me, I've started quite a while already, so I've handled a lot of stocks, in my portfolio. So sometimes, whenever I spend, this is just me, no? Whenever I spend kasi, a lot of the time, iniisip ko siya not just an expense, but instead, I'm trying to invest on myself simply because I am a co-owner. I'm a co-owner of the company, and being a shareholder, that's what it is. You know, I recall before one of my friends asked me, wait lang, paano nga ba yung sa stock market na yan? Kapag ba nag-invest ako, does that mean I am now owning let's say, for example, a franchise of Jollibee? No, not really. Not really on that traditional way, but being a shareholder kasi, you are now a partner, no, of a company. In Tagalog, siguro I would say na you are trying to be a kasosyo, no, ng isang company like the big ones. Kasi syempre, let's face it, we don't have the capital to put up billions of pesos para mag-put up ng mall. We don't have the expertise, no, to navigate through the logistic shipping operations ng isang katulad ng ICT, di ba? Or even create an infrastructure like what the PLDT, Globe, Converge are doing to make sure that we are connected in the internet world, ika nga. Okay. So as a shareholder, we have those kind of power without doing a lot of effort. Okay. Now you might be wondering, let's go to the next slide. You might be wondering, ano nga ba ibig sabihin pag-invest? Diba? Just like what I said kanina, when we say investing, you're not investing in the virtual stock market. No, you are investing in a specific company. Okay.
Now, let me give you a quick parang rundown, quick summary of what you are actually buying, what you are investing in. Okay, so probably a lot of you have already seen this or heard of this one, the analogy related to a pizza, diba? Uh, a pizza would normally cost us around siguro mga 800 pesos. Right? And normally this pizza is cut into several slices. Let's say for example 8 slices lang siya. Okay? Which means that each slice of a pizza will cost us around 100 pesos. Okay? Now, this is the same concept that we are doing pagdating sa stock market investing, no? Or sa stocks in general. Okay? On the left-hand side, you can see here, this is SM. So I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure you have seen a lot of the malls that we have here. Diba? They have, we have SM Mall SM Mall of Asia sa, sa Pasay, we have Mega Mall in Mandaluyong, and a lot more. Sobrang dami nila. Okay? Now, if let's say, for example, I am so tumama tayo sa loto. Ayan. And we were given a lots of money. The question here is, if you wanted to own SM, how much ang kailangan mong ilabas na pera? Okay? Now, as a whole, SM is now worth around 1.08 trillion pesos. Okay, let me try to highlight that one. 1.08 trillion. So just imagine, thousands, millions, billions. So wala pa doon. We are now talking about trillions of pesos. That's how much you need to spend if you wanted to buy the whole SM. Okay? The good thing though is that you don't need to have that kind of money para makapag-invest, para maging partner or para maging kasosyo ng SM. Okay? As low as I think probably like 5,000 pesos possible na. No? But we will talk about that later on. Okay? Going down on the image that you can see here, SM has around 1.2 something billion shares. If we equate that to a pizza, that's the number of slices. Okay, that's the number of slices. Now, syempre, just going through the math, 1.08 trillion divided by kung ilang number of shares na meron ito, then we would arrive at each share of about 902 pesos. Okay, now, I want to highlight this part, shares. Okay, this is similar to the slice of the pizza that we are talking about. Okay, and this is the share that we are buying and that we are selling. Ito yung ini-investa natin sa stock market. Okay? Napapansin din ninyo, on a lot of things about the stock market, I'm pretty sure siguro nakakita na rin naman na kayo ng mga ticker boards or yung mga tinatawag natin na market share price. No? So ito yon. This is what we are trying to buy as a stock trader or investor. The important part here is the price kasi of each of the share changes its value. Nakalagay dito every trading day, but actually in reality sometimes even within the hour, within the minute, within seconds, the price of each share changes. Bakit? You might be wondering, ano nangyayari? Bakit nag-change or bakit nag-iiba yung presyo nito? This is because of what we call the market forces. Ano ba yung market forces? We have the buyers and we have the sellers. No? As a investor kasi, eventually, well, you start with buying. No? Bibili ka muna ng stock. Once you buy the stock, then if you wanted to take profit, let's say for example, from 902 pesos na nabili mo si SM, naging 1,000 pesos siya, di ba? And you wanted to sell it. You wanted to sell for a profit. So now from being a buyer, you become a seller. And this buying and selling na nangyayari, na ginagawa natin is available in the stock market. Next slide, please. Ayan. So this is where the Philippine Stock Exchange, this is where the actual, well, not the actual, but the buying and the selling happens. Okay? Because this is a centralized marketplace na kung saan tayo, so this is us, investors. We buy and sell stock. Okay? Pero wait lang hold your horses. It does not mean na pupunta ka sa PSE. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are already aware na nasa BGC lang naman ito. Okay? You cannot go to BGC sa office ng PSE to buy. Okay? And it doesn't really work that way. Okay? We have a what we call the middleman. Okay? And this is where Dragonfly Lite comes in. Okay? Dragonfly Lite, the role is to act as a middleman between investors, tayo, and the PSE. So we can transact our transaction, buying and selling, sa stock market. Okay? They're also the ones who facilitate the everything, no? Kasi it's not just about buying or selling May mga paperwork yan behind. Okay? So don't worry about those. Hindi na natin problemahin yung mga paperworks na yon. Okay? Everything is done on the platform already. Okay? Next slide, please. Of course, for any type of investment, I know medyo critical tayo sa mga ganitong bagay Kasi syempre, di ba, at the end of the day, pera natin yung nakasalalay dito. And we wanted to know exactly, paano ka nga ba pwedeng kumita sa stock market? Now, there are two ways. Okay? The first one is what we call the price appreciation. This is when the stock price goes up higher than your purchase price. Okay? Just like yung sinabi ko kanina na the price of each share changes. No? So that change, it means it can go up, the price can go up, the price can go down. And because of that, syempre, ito rin yung naririnig ninyong term on a lot of us in the social media platform, no? Na buy low, sell high. Ayan. So dito pumapasok yon, no? Price appreciation. And then second one is, of course, this is one of my favorites, through dividends. And so, just like what I have said kanina, being a shareholder, you have some benefit, no? And one of those is receiving dividends, especially if the company, for example, experience a good, kumbaga, magandang kita from the previous period, normally by the end of the fiscal year. Diba? So if they have extra, then sometimes they give it as dividends sa mga shareholders. No? In street term, locally, that's what we call balato. Ayan. So dito sa stock market, pwede yon, no? Again, we have the price appreciation, pagtaas ng presyo, and we also have the dividends. Okay. Now let me dive in deeper on this too. Next slide, please. So when we talk about price appreciation, just like what I said, this is where we see the buy low, sell high. Okay? So let's say, for example, going back, since yung pinag-usapan natin kanina is all about SM, then let's take SM as an example. September 2023, the price of SM, yung kada isang share lang to just one share. Okay? The price of that is nasa around 789 pesos. Okay? Kada isang share. Now, let's say, for example, bumili ako ng 10 shares. So that will be around 7,895. Okay? Again, this is September. Fast forward, January, wherein the price of SM increased. So nag-increase, tumaas yung value. Nag-appreciate yung price ni SM from 789, naging, magkano ito? 910. Or 901 pesos. Kada isang share pa rin ito. Since we have 10 shares originally, di ba, yung binili natin kanina, then the value of that same 10 shares, so nabili lang natin ito ng 7,895, but then by January, it now became 9,010 pesos. Okay? Your investment grew ng around 14%. With a profit of around 1,115 pesos. So that's what we call price appreciation. Simply because the price of the stock from the time that you bought it originally, umangat na yung presyo nito, no? And when we say umangat na yung presyo nito, yung market price, no? Or kung babalikan ko yung pinag-usapan natin kanina on the analogy, the price of each slice of the pizza, tumaas na yung presyo. Okay? Now, next slide please. This time, let's talk about dividends. Ayan. So again, ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is the number of shares na hawak mo. Whenever a company gives out, or whenever a company have excess na profit from its previous period, normally dalawa lang ang ginagawa niyan eh. It's either number one, they save that profit for an expansion, for example, or trying to reinvest it on the company. So pwedeng new products, pwedeng new services, or probably acquisitions, and so much more. Okay? But then sometimes, when the company is very stable, they wanted to also reward yung mga shareholders. Okay? And by us holding yung mga stock na yun, so whenever we buy the stock, tapos hindi natin siya binenta, no? Hindi natin binenta. We just keep on holding it. Then, we can be eligible for dividends. Kailan mo malalaman kung eligible ka nga ba sa dividends? We have kasi what we call X-date. Okay? Just like what we have here with Globe. Diba? The X-date of Globe is August 19, 2024. So, if you have, for example, if you held 50 shares, no? Kahit well, technically just one share is pwede ka na, no? Wala naman siyang limit on the number of shares bago ka maka-receive ng dividend. Actually, kahit nga ilan lang siya, no? One minimum, probably, yes, of course, you are still eligible. Okay? Pero ayun, going back do sa point ko kanina, if you wanted to be eligible to receive the dividend, then you need to hold the stock by its X date. Kay Globe, it was August 19. No? And when you hold the stock by August 19, you will be paid with its dividend on September 5th, on the payment date. Now, magkano ang pwede mong kitain, no? Doon sa dividend na yon? It depends kung magkano yung tinatawag nating dividend declaration. Magkano ba yung binigay ni Globe kada isang share as a dividend? Okay? So, based here, it's 25 pesos kada isang share. So, if you have 50, then that means by September 5th, you will receive 1,250 pesos cash dividend. Okay? Next slide. Of course, on a lot of things, if you play it right, then you could be seeing a portfolio like this, no? Na sinasabi natin all green, yan, or mostly green, and probably some red. That's totally fine. Okay? Pag sinabi natin it's a green portfolio, ibig sabihin nun is that yung value ng shares na binili mo tumaas, no? From the time na binili mo siya, no? So it can be pwedeng nabili mo siya today, tapos hinilip mo yung portfolio mo, let's say after a week. And then tumaas na pala yung value ng shares na binili mo. And because of that, kulay green yung portfolio mo. Okay? While red is obviously yung opposite nun. Okay? So hopefully, ganito yung mangyari sa atin, no? And not the next slide. Okay? So if you do not play it properly, or probably you haven't really thought about kung paano yung kung anong stock or kung kailan mo siya binili, then you might see this one, a red portfolio. Okay? Now, this is us trying to highlight that in the stock market, or technically on any type of investment, there's risk. Pwedeng bumaba yung presyo, or pwedeng bumaba yung value ng hawak mong shares. No? And if, of course, if you sell it sa mas mababang halaga versus from the time na binili mo siya, then obviously doon meron ka ng loss, no? Loss of value. Okay? Now, once again, no, yung part na nasa kanan, that green and red na nakikita natin, those are percentages, or the actual profit or loss. Okay? Now, gusto ko lang din i-highlight itong part na to, no? This is technically not something na parang kapag ka nakita mong pula, ibig sabihin natatalo ka na. Not necessarily. Okay? Remember that these are what we call unrealized profit and loss. So unrealized, no? Paper lang siya sa papel, pwedeng pula siya, pwedeng green siya. Okay? Pero hindi pa siya realized until you actually sell it. Okay? So it's important na maibenta mo muna siya, no? Bago mo ma-realize ito. So even if, for example, no, kulay green yung portfolio mo, then yeah, syempre matutuwa tayo kasi that means our value, the portfolio value have already increased. No? Pero hindi pa siya kikita. Hindi pa siya cash for you. No? You have to sell them first para makuha mo yung cash. Okay? Now, you might be wondering, sige, now I fully understand na there's a risk in the stock market. Okay? So, as a newbie, as someone na bago pa lang sa market, anong pwede kong gawin? How do I start? Anong stock yung pwede kong bilhin? Okay? There are a lot of ideas na pwede nating i-put into picture, no? But for me kasi, one of the main strategy na I believe is successful or effective, especially for anyone who's starting up, is to start with long-term high dividend investing. Okay, so it is divided into two parts, no? Long-term and then high dividends. Okay, so again, pag sinabing long-term, we are talking about, syempre, longer term, hindi yung tipong, ay mag-i-invest ako ngayon, tapos tomorrow kikita na siya. Not necessarily, no, not necessarily. There are a lot of studies already na present wherein the longer you are in an asset, the longer you are invested in an asset, the higher the chance na makikita mo yung growth nung shares na hawak mo or ng asset na yon. Okay? And I believe that is also effective here in the stock market. Okay? Now, the second part is high dividend. Okay? Just like what we have discussed kanina, di ba? There are two ways. So this type of strategy is actually killing two birds with one stone. You are focusing on stocks or companies that gives out good dividends. And at the same time, since you are on a long term, higher yung chance na yung price nun would also appreciate in the long run. Diba? And one of the things that is popular sa mga ganong bagay is the REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. So is this different from stocks? Not necessarily. Just imagine, let's say for example, this is actually a type or classification. I'm not sure kung paano yung tamang term doon, of the stock. No? Just like, for example, Globe, PLDT, Converge, those are what we can consider mga nasa telecommunication, internet. We have Jollibee, Maxis, Shakey's, consumer goods and restaurants. SM Prime, Mega World, and Ayala Land Inc. They're on the real estate. No, REITs also play into that part. Okay, so REITs are actually real estate. No, but then the good thing about dito kasi is they are sort of mandated by law to give out dividends. This is unlike other common stocks that we have. No, right now we have around 8. Okay, so as you can see here, we have ARIT ng Ayala, we have DDMPR ng Double Dragon, we have PhilREIT ng PhilInvest and other things. Okay, you can also see the portfolio that they currently have and the price per share. Please note yung price per share na ito is from last Friday's closing. Okay, so and on the right side, as you can see, you can also find the minimum investment. Okay, nakakailanganin mo kasi nga 'di ba? Again, going back doon sa pinag-usapan natin kanina, when you are investing in the stock market, it is an umbrella term. Okay? you need to also choose which company to invest in or to buy. And with that, syempre, each company have different prices, market price. And so on the right-hand side, you can see kung magkano yung minimum. Okay? Gusto ko lang i-drill down dito no, sa price per share. Kasi before, one of my friends nagtanong sa akin, sabi sa akin, Mike, bakit yung, for example, Globe, no? Hindi ako pinayagang bumili ng one share lang. Okay? Bakit kailangan 5, for example? And that's because we have what we call board lot. Board lot it means the smallest number of shares or minimum number of shares na pwede mong bilhin. Kasi di ba, just imagine dito, no? Si Arit, yan. So, 35.95. Yeah, pwede, no? Pero how about itong si DDMPR at piso? So, parang ano naman, medyo masyadong mahirap kung tingi-tingi. Although possible, don't get me wrong. Pwede yon, pwede yon. But then, that's why we have a board lot, to make it more easier. Okay? And this board lot is not dependent on the company. Okay? It depends on the share price. Kung magkano yung current share nito. Okay? So for example, itong kay Arit, that means you need to have, I believe, 100 shares, no, to buy kay Arit. So 100 shares times 35.95, that means 3,595. For DDMPR naman, since piso lang siya, then the minimum is 1,000. 1,000 shares. So which means 1,000 pesos yung kailangan. Okay? And here's an interesting part. Okay, RCR, yung under kay Robinsons Corporation, the price per share is 5.70. So ang minimum niya is 100 shares, which makes it, kung gusto mong bumili at the very minimum, you need to spend 570 pesos lang. Diba? So this is how the board lot works, and this is how usually the minimum. So again, there are two things. There are two things. So number one is there's a minimum number or minimum capital to buy a certain stock, while there is also a minimum initial funding sa broker, sa stockbroker. No? And that will be discussed. No? Pero yun, what I'm talking about here is the one for each company or for each stock. Okay? Now, kanina sinabi ko, long term. So I think clear naman yon, no? And the second part is, of course, high dividend. Again, the reason why REITs are popular pagdating sa high dividend investing is because, number one, they are required by law. No, they are required by law as long as, syempre, habang kumikita sila. No? Unfair naman kung halimbawa yung company hindi naman kumikita tapos magbibigay pa ng dividend. Medyo may problema tayo doon. Remember ha, as a shareholder, you are part owner. Okay? So, kasama ka sa pag-angat at pagbaba, no? Pag-angat at pagbaba nung value ng company. Okay? Now, so the second part na good thing about the REIT kasi is that they gives out dividend every quarter. So at least the frequency of dividends are there, no? For me, how I do it is quite simple. I just accumulate. Bumibili lang ako ng bumibili. No? At the point na sometimes I don't anymore care. I don't care about the price because my initial strategy there is I just wanted to get the dividends. And since long term naman ako, so wala akong masyadong pakialam on the dividends. Sorry, on the market price. No, as long as the company gives out dividends, then I'm good. No, and itong mga REITs na to, they are good. They are good and they are well known to do that. Okay. Now again, REITs are type or categories of stock, which means there are other companies outside of REITs na can also give you dividends. No? So marami yan. No? It's just that the REITs are one of the most common. Pag sinabi mong dividend investing, at least for me, REITs is the first one that comes to mind. Okay, so with that, hopefully this type of strategy is something that you can consider, try, or or learn more, no? If babagay. Kasi ako naniniwala talaga ako, each strategy kasi may binabagayan yan. Just because I'm using long-term high dividend investing, it doesn't mean na pwedeng bagay to another person. No, pwedeng hindi, no? Ako kasi bagay siya sa akin simply because I'm a full-time employee. So hindi po ako full-time trader, ha. Just like a lot of us, a lot of you, no? I have a day job. And because may day job ako, then that means yung screen time ko medyo limited. So I need to have a strategy wherein mas ma-manage ko yung time ko effectively. And that's where this type of strategy came along. Okay? And I think that's it for me. I hope that makes sense. And yeah, if you have questions, I'll be happy to see them later on our Q&A. Handing it over to Sir John.
Yep. Thank you, Mike. Si Mike talaga, is because of his ability to yung parang talagang explain in a very simple manner the complicated world of stock investing. So before we wrap up the presentation and proceed to the Q&A, I'd like to spend some time to highlight why Dragonfly Lite is right for you. So I'm really happy that Maya account holders will now have access to Dragonfly's best-in-class technology. Although our native app already features an intuitive and easy-to-use interface, we actually went a step further with Dragonfly Lite to be more inclusive for new investors. That meant focusing only on the most relevant features of our app and streamlining the user interface. So aside from the educational focus features I discussed earlier, a few other salient features of Dragonfly Lite include, next slide please, zero minimum deposits. So we want every Filipino to be able to invest in stocks. That's why you can open an account without any minimum deposit or maintaining balance. We want to remove the financial barriers that prevent people from investing. Next, zero fees for cash in and cash out. We do not want to burden you with more fees. So you can transfer money in and out of your Dragonfly Lite from your Maya wallet instantly with zero fees. Next slide. When you're ready to invest, no need to transfer money from Maya to Dragonfly. I think this is one of the yung parang improved features namin na it's as if it's one seamless wallet. So just submit your order and we will instantly transfer from Maya to Dragonfly only the amount that is needed. So next, open an account in as little as 15 minutes. Fill out a few important information about yourself. And as long as we receive your government ID from Maya, you are good to go. Lastly, we know, just like what Mike said, a lot of us, we have our day jobs. We know you're busy and maybe even out of the country. Place your orders even if the market is closed. Even on weekends and holidays, we will take care of sending them on the next trading day. As you can see, we built Dragonfly Lite to be easy and convenient to use so we can help you grow your money. That ends our presentation. We now open the floor to your questions.
Thank you, John and Mike. So I really learned a lot, no? And I actually remembered back nasa high school pa ako, I started investing. And instead of just buying the new shoes, I just put my money into DCA or just buying stocks tapos mag-invest na lang ako. So now it's time for our Q&A session where we'll address some of the questions that you've submitted. So first question natin is, good afternoon to all of you. My question is, how to choose good stocks and when to buy po. I'm OFW, wants to retire early, zero knowledge in investing. I downloaded Dragonfly and bought 7 REITs this month. Hope to learn more at investing. Thank you. So Sir John or Sir Mike? Anyone can
Direct
answer this one.
Okay, sige. So, how to choose a good stocks and when to buy po, no? So again, it really depends on your experience level, because as I've mentioned kanina, there are several strategies that we can employ here in the stock market. And one of the things that I have shared was all about if you're a beginner, no? When we are a beginner, normally I understand yung question simply because we have around 300 stocks. And ang dami nun, di ba? It's a lot of them, and sometimes it's really hard uh, to to dial down or to focus on which one to buy. So normally when I have that kind of question, I always go to the core. What do you want to achieve ba in the first place? Good thing that you have mentioned here, you wanted to retire early. So that means, at least how I see it, long term. Diba? And kung long term, then you can go with REITs, just like what I have mentioned kanina. You can also go with the index, no, index fund if possible. And then when to buy, well, that's the beauty for me of doing long term. You don't have to really to study in depth, no, in terms of the timing. There's still an art and science behind it. Kung kailan, no, the when. That's where you are thinking about or studying mga technical analysis or even fundamentals. But then those are, I would say, taking a bit seriously in terms of investing. No? So if you have time, yes, sure, go learn those para at least ma-identify mo yung when mo. But if you don't have a lot of time or you're just, starting up, then I suggest buy now and then see how it goes.
Okay. I'd like to add, ako sir, I can see na talagang your one of your main goals is income. Kaya ka nag-invest in 7 REITs. One thing I have to say is, palagi you always have to diversify within and across asset classes. Putting all your eggs in REITs is actually not a great idea kasi pag na-affect yung the sector, lahat sila sabay-sabay silang matatamaan. So dapat always pick the best breed within each sector. Like what Sir Mike was mentioning earlier, he was talking about A-REIT and the others. Secondly, if you want to learn more about dividend investing, we actually have a lot of past webinars na recorded sa YouTube. One of those may be of interest to you. We had the passive income webinar wherein we teach you how to evaluate what's a right dividend stock, what's a good dividend stock, ano yung mga qualities of a great dividend growth stock, and REITs as well. You can also reach out to me, as I mentioned earlier, yung parang you can book a calendar with me. I can teach you the basics of how to evaluate yung mga dividend stocks that you are interested in.
Okay.
All right.
So, Sir John, you mentioned about diversifying into different sectors, right?
Yes.
But for us newbies here who don't know what a sector is, can you please elaborate more or explain it what a sector is?
Yes. So, yan yung palagi one of the pinaka foundational rules on investing na, like what I mentioned earlier, diversify within and across different asset classes. So within the same asset class, which is, let's say, ngayon pinag-uusapan natin about stock investing, maraming different sectors, right? You have the power sector, you have the IT sector, the telecommunication sector, you have the real estate sector. So basically, yung parang sectors are yung mga companies that are engaged in pretty much the same business model or targeting the same industry. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for that, Sir John. So next question, please. Okay, so the next question is addressed to Mr. Stocksilog. So, Sir Stocksilog, in your view, what is the cardinal rule on investing?
Well, first of all, no, Mic na lang.
Okay.
So, mic na lang. I think it's para mas ano siya, no? Mas mabilis siya. But yeah, cardinal rule on investing, siguro I would go with the simpler the better. Okay? Uh, we are now in a situation or an era wherein there are mostly are online na, di ba? And sometimes, as a newbie, naghahanap tayo ng una simple, pero we do not stop by just going into the simple things. We wanted to see ano pa yung advance, ano yung next. So we are looking at step 2, 3, step 100, step 500 without even doing the first step, which is starting. No? So for me, it's very important na to make it simple muna, start. No? Simulan mo muna siya. And then after that, from your, you can learn from experience. I understand that there are still a lot of things that you have to figure out, and that's fine. At the end of the day naman kasi, sabi ko nga lahat naman ng bagay natututunan eh. No? And this is another thing that I often say to some of my viewers, no? If you wanted to learn how to drive, it's not enough na you watch a video on how to do it. You buy a book to read it. But what's important there is you simply have to go into the car and drive it. Sure, minsan mabangga ka, wag naman sanang grabe, pero I mean, it's part of it, no? Investing and trading is a skill. So you can only learn how to do it if you actually try it. And then supplement mo na lang with those resources na at your disposal.
Okay, I agree with Sir Mike actually. So taking action can do you wonders talaga. So Sir Mike na tawag ko, hindi na Mr. Stocksilog.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, next question please. Okay, next question is, what is the difference between Dragonfly and Dragonfly Lite? So I believe Sir John can answer this more appropriately. Sir John?
Yeah, so there's pros and cons. So Dragonfly, the native app, definitely it has more advanced features, but that is not necessarily a good thing for especially newbie investors. Sometimes you want the bare basics to just onboard yourself into the world of investing. Dragonfly Lite, it has advantages like it's integrated with Maya, so you can top up easily without any fees. Tapos at the same time, when you cash out, it's automatic again, without any fees. So there we made sure to integrate most of the most important features into the Dragonfly Lite. So I don't think that if you're new to the world of investing, I think it's really the app for you.
Perfect. Perfect answer, Sir John. Okay, so moving next to the next question. No? Okay, so next question addressed to Sir Mike. Sir Mike, may we kindly request for sample how much ang matatanggap naming dividend if I buy 100 shares of AREIT?
Okay. This is very specific question, no? Teka lang ha. I don't recall. So ganito, no? Whenever there is a dividend announcement, it usually also gives you kung magkano per share yung ibibigay na dividend. I just don't have it at my disposal right now kung magkano ang recent na price per share, no? Pero usually on the dividend declaration, they give that. So, kailan yung ex-date or yung hanggang kailan ka pwedeng nahawak mo yung stock para maging eligible, which is a very important thing for those dividend investors. Number 2, how much price per share. So on the dividend announcement, they have that also. Okay. And then the third one is the payment date. Once you are eligible from your ex date, then you will be you will receive your dividend on the payment date. Okay, I just don't have it kung magkano yung recent round, no? Kasi again, a REIT and other REIT stocks quarterly silang bibigay. Okay? So, ayun. Probably the team, does anyone have? Wala
Yeah,
pa.
I don't have access right now, pero roughly, kasi if I recall, upon closing right now, yung A-REIT has a dividend, a trailing 12-month, meaning based on last year's dividends, the past 4 quarters worth of dividends, it has a dividend yield of around 6.4%, Mike. So based on the question, na may 100 shares siya, he or she would receive around 226 pesos for the 100 shares. So that's 6.4% of your investment.
And also, just to add, no, this is one of the most common thing kasi a lot of newbies are thinking na, uy, just because I invested X number of shares, makaka-receive na ako ng dividends ng, let's say, 2,000 pesos, 50,000, 100,000 every quarter. So, not necessarily. Okay? Remember that dividends are still percentage-based. Okay? And it depends really kung magkano or kung ilan yung shares na hawak mo. Okay, so please pay attention doon sa number of shares na hawak mo and then kung magkano yung declared na cash dividend nung company na pinag-investan mo.
Okay, very good and extensive answers by our speakers. Nilagay nyo naman sila sa hot seat, guys. So, biglang na pa-mental math pa kami. Okay, so next question is, okay, the next question, if I will buy REITs, sorry. Okay, so if I will buy REITs by the end of this month, will I be eligible for December dividends? I guess any one of our speakers can answer this one, Sir John or Sir Mike.
So, let's see here. Will I be eligible? Yes. As long as you hold your shares by the X date. So not necessarily by December, no? Again, as I mentioned kanina, every time that a company gives out dividends, nag-advise sila kung kailan yung tinatawag na X date. Okay? And when we say X date, that means that is the limit na hanggang kailan kailangan hawak mo yung shares. Okay? So as long as hawak mo siya by the time na nag-X date siya, yung actual X date, then you will be eligible on the payment date. No? Now, kung ayaw mo na masyadong komplikado wherein you have to monitor, kasi ako I don't eh. Sa akin, it's too much effort to do that. Yung tipong mag-aabang ka ng dividend announcement and all. So, how I do it is I just simply buy and then forget about it. Tapos, every quarter, I just receive something, no, from that. Okay? So, yun. That's how I would place it.
Yep. The problem kasi because of the webinar, Mike and we don't have access to our trading accounts. But I checked, I did a quick search for you. Kumari, for example, yung A-REIT, the last time nag-X date ng A-REIT was November 30, 2023. So typically, they pareho naman yung time nila nag-dividend. So let's say if you were to invest in A-REIT by the December quarter, you will receive dividends. Let me check. Let's say, for example, to go to another example, kung let's say, yes, pretty much the same thing. Kung RCR, for example, November 20, 2023, yung naging ano niya, previous X date niya last year, same time last year. So, you will also receive the dividends by the December quarter.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir John and Sir Mike. I would like to add lang that we also have what we call a market calendar in our platform. So you guys can check out the dates for the X dates, right? So that you know until when you should hold onto your stocks. So okay, so next question, please. Okay, so our next question is, paano po malalaman ng newbies alin yung mga REITs na bibilhin to start my investing journey? So I guess this is addressed to either speakers again. So Sir John or Sir Mike can answer.
Mike, you want to take this first?
Sure. So again, no, as I mentioned kanina, it starts with your strategy. No? And normally sa REITs, a long-term ito. So ako, probably I'll just pick, this is more on the REITs. Okay. This is my personal strategy and up to you kung how you would like to play it. A key component kasi of a REIT is its parent company. Saan siya galing? Anong company yung original na may-ari sa kanya? Okay? And because of that, syempre, yung mga mainstream names, di ba? Like for example, the Ayalas, right? The Mega World. So probably I'll start with those, no? But then, syempre, I will not stop there. Probably, syempre, initial first step. But then, just like what John have mentioned kanina, you can also diversify. Okay? Even within the REITs, you can diversify. Possible din naman yun, no? So, instead of, let's say, a REIT for real estate, probably you could also consider C-REIT, no? City Core REIT, which is on the power naman. Diba? And other things. So, yun. At least that's how I would start it in terms of REITs investing.
For me, we as I mentioned earlier, we have what we call yung Dragonfly. We actually invest in REITs and three REITs in particular. We invested in A REIT, RCR, and C REIT. For me, those are currently the highest quality REITs within the PSE.
Okay, so we're getting free alpha information on what Sir Mike and Sir John likes, diba? So, buti na lang you guys stayed here until the end. So, next question, please. Okay, so our next question is, if nag-invest na sa isang company for minimum deposit, for example, should we continue to add fund to buy the same stock again?
Okay, I'll take that first. Again, that's a question. So I actually do this often. It depends whether if that particular stock that you're eyeing is still within a buy range. Because there's always a price wherein that stock is already too expensive to pay up for. But let's say I think the investing club has bought a REIT like 3 times already this past year, because it continues to be within our allowable buy range from a valuation standpoint. So that's why we keep adding to it. But at a certain point, it will be beyond the buy range. So that's when we stay out.
Okay. How about you, Sir Mike?
Yeah, same approach, no? Same approach. Siguro if I would add more on that, the essence kasi of the strategy of long-term high dividend investing. Sorry, yun yung inano ko, doon ako nanggagaling ha. There are a lot of strategies na pwede. Okay? Since doon ako sanay, so doon ko siya sasagutin. Okay? The essence of long-term high dividend investing is that you accumulate. Okay? For the sole purpose of having the dividends. Okay? So on that particular question, then I would add more. No? I would add more, but not siguro it would be a balance between adding more plus the fact na dapat nasa buying range din siya, just like what John have mentioned kanina. So it would be more efficient, it will be more effective for you in the long run. Okay? And hopefully tingnan natin as you progress through your journey in the investing world, mas marami ka kasi makikita mga other strategies pa eh.
Yeah.
So it's okay to start with one and then expand, no? Expand mo yung knowledge mo. You will see a lot more. With Dragonfly, we have a lot of we have model portfolios that you can also consider, and among other things. So yeah, I think that would be the additional na gusto ko lang i-add.
Okay, so thanks Sir John and Sir Mike. By the way, guys, for all the stocks mentioned today and the REITs, please don't blindly buy into them lang. You still have to do your own research and due diligence. Okay, so just a reminder. Okay, next question is. Okay, so our next question is, ano po yung unang gagawin para makapagsimula sa stock market? Gusto ko po sana yung REITs.
Yeah, okay. You can register for a Dragonfly Lite account in Maya. It's very, very simple. Kung let's say, if na-submit mo na yung mga IDs mo sa Maya, it's as simple as hitting the trade button kasi Maya will then pass the KYC to us. So you can actually open an account in as little as 15 minutes, and you can start buying mga REITs.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir John. Okay, would you like to add anything, Sir Mike?
Nope, actually, that's about it. Again, if you wanted to start investing, then you need to have a broker, no?
Yeah.
That's basically it. You need to have a stockbroker. So, ito lang din, no? A couple of weeks ago, I have some of my friends na nagtatanong. Kasi nung nakita nila ako na nag-live, sabi niya ganun, so, stockbroker. Si ganito stockbroker pala. Eventually, I learned hindi siya broker as in stockbroker, but I mean yung broker sa Pierre.
Okay.
So again guys, gusto ko lang linawin, when we say broker, although transferable ito on other areas of expertise, but we are talking about stockbroker, no? And stockbroker, ito mga legit ito which are recognized and authorized, no, by Philippine Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, so and Dragonfly is one of those stockbrokers.
Yep.
Okay, so yun lang. Just wanted to clarify, no. You have to register sa isang stockbroker. Yeah. So Dragonfly is one, and they have partnered with Maya, so it's now conveniently available from the Maya platform.
Okay, so right. So actually, guys, you need to register and make up your Dragonfly Lite accounts na habang may promos pa kami. Okay, so let's move on to our next question. Okay, so our next question, medyo mahaba. Okay, good afternoon. Another OFW and newbie here in stocks and Dragonfly. As mentioned earlier, REITs is commonly known for its dividends. Yung question is, how can we easily see the other stocks that gives dividends?
Okay. Actually, since this is our we just launched the Dragonfly Lite app, and we will soon integrate the dividend screener within the Dragonfly Lite app. It's available in the native Dragonfly app. So in the dividend screener, you can actually search for the different dividend stocks that qualify based on your criteria, based on your dividend yield, dividend growth rates, X date, and etc. So stay tuned for that. But yeah.
Okay, would you like to add anything?
So yeah, ako kasi I've been a client and a user of Dragonfly. So a lot of times doon ako tumitingin din talaga ng mga anything about the dividends, no. Now if just to give you additional resource probably, you can also look at the PSE's Edge, no. There they have the dividend announcements also similar to Dragonfly. Although sa Dragonfly kasi as in kita mo na in one table, no. Yung mga details na kailangan mo. On PSE's Edge, you have to search them and you have to check them out. But then again, that's just an additional resource for you.
Okay, so thank you, Sir Mike. So next question, please. Okay, so our next question is, as a beginner sa stocks po, anong strategy ma-recommend nyo po for long-term and dividend investing?
I guess yun na yun. I mean that's a strategy already, no? Na pwede mo magawa. So long term again, you are targeting a specific time frame, and then dividend investing, it means you are focusing on the dividends. Okay. Now again, as I mentioned kanina, there are tons of strategies na pwede mong magamit, no? Pero syempre, take it one step at a time. Focus on this one and see how it goes.
Yeah. Are you done, Mike? Okay.
Yep.
For me, I'd like to add that not all markets are created equal. Ako naniniwala talaga ako that the PSE is perfect for dividend investing. Kasi pag ibang markets like for example, the US stock market, mas growth investing, mas momentum style investing ang nag-work sa US kasi they have like the disruptive companies. But sa Philippines, sa PSE, what we're really strong at is yung mga dominant companies talaga nakalist dito eh. Mga oligopolies saka monopolies that will be here long after we're gone. And so because of that talaga, it satisfies yung my criteria for dividend investing. I always tell people, if you watch yung passive income webinar that we have on our YouTube or on our app, I always mention that whenever you invest in dividend growth stocks, you always want to qualify them based on 3 questions: dividend safety, dividend growth, and margin of safety. And mga Philippine stocks, especially the category leaders, they check all boxes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, Sir John, you mentioned margin of safety now. So for those who are new to investing pa lang, what is margin of safety?
So margin of safety is you want to buy the stock at a discounted price relative to its actual value. So in the Philippines, right now these category leaders are trading actually at a very low valuation based on historical norms. Meaning ko by historical norms, over the past 10 years, kung valuation nila, average nila like was 15 yung price to earnings ratio. Right now, they're trading at 10 to 11. That's why you're buying them with the margin of safety. Tapos at the same time, you're actually being paid to wait kasi the yields are very, very high. It's right now it's common to see a lot of Philippine stocks, dividend stocks, paying you 6 to 7% annually, and that's gonna grow over time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
those are some good advice. So I hope you guys are taking notes. Okay, so let's move on to our next question. Okay, our next question is, good evening po. Tanong ko lang po kung ano po ba ang nangyari sa stock market ngayon. I guess our question is more about on our market outlook, right? Sir John and Sir Mike. So ano ba yung market outlook niyo?
Yeah. Okay, I'll start naman this time around. I'm actually very, very bullish. The past 2 years kasi the Philippine market and actually the global markets have had a difficult time. Why? Because, di ba, ang taas ng inflation rate. And pag mataas ang inflation, usually mataas ang interest rates. Tinataasan ng Bangko Sentral yung inflation rate. And yung value ng stocks natin is inversely correlated to yung pagtaas ng inflation rate. So, I mean the cost of capital, which is the interest rates. So now we're in a period wherein ang projection is babawasan yung interest rates by around 2% over the next year, and by the next year alone. So by the end of 2025, it will be 2% lower. And dividend stocks really perform very well under this scenario. That's why talaga the moment na when we started the investing club in November of 2023, when I saw na talagang patapos na yung pagtaas ng interest rates, that's when we really kept on hammering that we should start investing in mga dividend growth stocks. And so it's not yet too late, pero I feel that people should start investing. If you're a dividend investor, now is the time.
Okay, how about you, Sir Mike? Ano yung market outlook mo for Philippine stocks?
Sa akin kasi, just like what John have said, we are about to go bullish. Ako sa akin, that's how I see it. We've been on a roller coaster kind of a ride for the past several years, and that started from way back from the pandemic. So we've seen a good stride already, and now in the past several months, so I see na parang the investors are still trying to test the waters. But then when I saw that I think it was last week when we breached actually 7,000 level. It just happened that hindi medyo hirapan siya na mag-continue. Sa akin that's already a sign na okay, investors are now gaining some confidence sa market. Diba? And syempre what we wanted to do is minsan we wanted to na mauna tayo on that front. Okay? So for me, since last couple of weeks ago, I started already, na medyo mag-accumulate na ulit, and hoping again, wala tayong bola crystal to actually say na lilipad na yan or something, wala tayong ganon. Okay? However, syempre because of our experience in the market na rin, we have some at least insight na, okay, there's that potential na nagiging na tayo ng traction on that. So yeah, for me, we're about to go bullish, invest wisely, and syempre, responsibly.
Okay, so
I'd like to add para Aaron.
Yeah.
Actually, especially for dividend investors, diba? You shouldn't wait for the market to really be extremely strong eh. Kasi yun nga, you want to invest on stocks na medyo mataas pa yung mga dividend yield niya. So that's why, as you can see, even like what Mike was saying, even though the market was really having a hard time over the past year, if you look at yung performance ng Investing Club, it's already up around 24%. And actually, it was up as high as mga 27-28% over yung parang as recently as last month. So you have to invest ahead of the curve. Ang main mistakes talaga ng retail investors is commonly na naghahabol sila. Palagi nagkakaroon ng FOMO, yung parang fear of missing out. Tapos kung mataas na yung market, dun lang sila naghahabol. Parang it's actually the complete opposite. Whenever the market is declining, dapat dun ka nga naghahanap ng mga bargains eh. It's opposite eh. Opposite talaga yung psychology ng stock market eh. Hindi siya yung common sense mo na simple lang na, pag maganda yung market, that's when I should be chasing. But oftentimes, pag maganda na yung market, pag everybody's bullish, that's when you know you're too late.
I agree. So actually, guys, now is the time to do your homework, no? So like Sir John said, like habang hindi pa tayo yung sobrang taas na, we should all be doing our homework. Ano ba yung mga fundamentally sound companies right now?
Yes.
Okay. So actually, I got a clarification lang. So I think this question or about the market outlook, I think he's referring to the big boom ng banks today pala. Because bank stocks went up by a lot. So can I ask for insights, Sir John and Sir Mike? What do you think caused the big boom ngayon sa mga banking stocks natin?
You want to take that, Mike?
I have actually limited knowledge on that. Nakita ko lang siya kanina, actually, no? And unfortunately, I didn't have time to do some research kung ano nangyari. But I'm just, nakakatuwa lang, no? That we are seeing it on the banks. Kasi of all the sectors, isa ang banks are very conservative. So seeing na nagkakaroon sila ng ganung kagandang traction, for me that's a good thing.
For me, actually, ako super bullish ako on banks ever since last year pa. Last year, but for two different reasons. Last year, it was because kasi banks, they make money through net interest margins, right? Pag mataas yung naloloan nila yung pera sa mataas na interest rates, pero yung pagbayad nila sa mga deposit rates mababa. And that was the case last year, actually until this year, pero pababa na yan because the BSP is gonna cut rates. But on the other side of the rate cutting cycle, ang makikita naman natin, over the past 2 years, sobrang yung mga corporates, ayaw nila mag-loan for their what they call capital expenditures. Why? Because they were simply loaning for their revolving credit line. Yung pagpapatakbo ng negosyo nila, di ba? Bumibili sila ng mga inventory and whatnot. But ang napigil because of the high interest rate environment was yung pag-loan nila for mga big ticket items, yung pagbili ng mga bagong machinery, pag-invest sa mga, let's say, mga buildings and all that. But now, napababa na yung interest rates, I think the banks are going to benefit in a very big way. Plus, the Philippine government under the BBM administration, they want na magkaroon ng 5% of GDP towards infrastructure development. They want 5% of GDP towards infrastructure development. And case in point, if you look at the NAIA rehabilitation project, right, led by the SMC infrastructure group, 80% of the funding requirement to rehabilitate, to renovate NAIA came from bank loans. So the banks are going to benefit so much in a cycle wherein the government is pushing for infrastructure development. The banks are going to benefit a lot. And I think the BBM administration already has green-lighted mga 130 projects over the past until 2028. So just imagine how much the banks are going to benefit going forward.
Right. So, like Sir John mentioned, even though interest rates are low, no, it's more businesses and more people naman are borrowing money, right, Sir John? Okay. Okay, so moving forward to our next question. Okay, so this question is addressed to Sir Mike. Sir Mike, ask ko po yung dividend po, pwede, dividend po ba pwedeng hindi galawin or withdraw? Pwede po yung hayaan lang sa account ng investor?
That's your quick answer there is yes. Pwede, no? Just like what I said kanina, being a shareholder, it's up to you kung anong gusto mong gawin sa hawak mong shares. Okay? Just like what your question is, ganun din yung ginagawa ko. So, I just buy, and then hinahayaan ko lang siya. Okay? And then, when I have enough on my cash, on my available cash to trade, then pinabibili ko lang siya ulit. So, as much as possible, I try my best na paikutin siya so that pagka lumaki yung value nito in the long run, then mas malaki din yung pwede ko makuhang profit sa kanya. No? So again, you do not need to withdraw it unless kailangan mo. Okay? Now, these are two main things about this one, especially for the beginners. No? When we say withdraw, it means you are taking the money from your dashboard going to your bank account or to your specifically to your bank account. While the other one is selling it. So selling it meaning yung shares mo from your dashboard, you're selling it to cash. No? Papunta dun sa dashboard mo. Okay? So again, ako usually almost 95% of the time, hinahayaan ko lang. So, pag nakaka-receive ako ng cash dividend, hayaan ko lang siya dun sa portfolio ko. And then, kung kaya kong bumili from my cash, then I do. And then, very rare that I do withdrawals going to my bank account. Kasi nga, as I mentioned kanina, madalas long-term ako doon. No? Mahirap din kasi yung, alam mo yun, yung from your dashboard, i-withdraw mo, tapos i-fund mo ulit, tapos i-withdraw mo, di ba? So kung hindi mo pa naman kailangan nung funds mo, then pwedeng hayaan mo lang siya doon. Don't worry. It's safe naman.
Okay. How about you, Sir John? Would you like to add anything here?
Okay. Yeah. So, for me kasi every time you have every time you have funds, for me, I'd like it to earn some level of yield, diba? Kung let's say you're not going to use the cash naman for stock investing, might as well invest it in some other vehicle. For example, maglagay ka sa money market or time deposit para naman at least kumita yung unused funds mo. As we said, the worst thing is talaga to have uninvested capital Kasi pag hindi mo ini-invest yung capital, kinakain lang siya ng inflation, kinakain lang siya by a lot of different things, depreciation of peso or whatnot.
Okay, so I agree with both our speakers. Naalala ko tuloy yung sabi ni Warren Buffett, no, about compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So compounding can do you wonders talaga and makes you snowball your money, making it grow larger and larger. So next question. I think this is our last question. Okay, so this question is addressed to Sir John. Sir John, what do you expect to happen in DragonFi in the next 5 years?
Oh, wow. Tough question. Okay, I'll just answer. So, yung parang people who've been following DragonFi, you can really see na talagang I mean, I may be biased, obviously, but if you've seen what we've been doing, we've actually innovated the most among all the local brokerages, right? Most brokers have a hard time coming out with one cutting edge platform. We've including DragonFi Lite, we've come out with 4 different platforms, and we're continuing to innovate. Actually, if I can only share sana, but for competitive reasons, I cannot share the development pipeline that we have until the end of the year. By the end of the year, makita nyo, ang laki na ng pagbabago sa DragonFi because we're actually introducing a lot of new features, both from parang investment feature or from a technological standpoint that will improve the user experience standpoint. Also, we've always our intention is always to make DragonFi that one-stop shop na investment app. eventually, I hope sooner rather than later. I see a lot of questions here pertaining to global stocks, and we've been really lobbying the SEC to offer US markets within Dragonfly, and hopefully one day, sooner rather than later, we can actually offer that to the to Filipino investors.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir John. Okay, so moving forward to our next agenda. Okay, so we would like to announce our winners for the tote bag. So the first winner is Sir John Carlos Sedanto.
Wow.
Okay. And
First, the spelling is the same pa.
okay, so and then the next winner is Sir Joshua Biteng. And the third winner is Miss Julie Ong. Okay, so right. So um hold on. Okay. So okay, I'll announce next naman our Dragonfly VIP kit winners, okay? So our first winner is Sir Angelo de Guzman, followed by Sir Josh Aaron Mendoza. And then our third winner is Miss Amor Kaintik, followed by Roy Albayrada. And then, okay, our last winner is Sir Franz Retura. Okay, so please keep in touch with our team na lang on how you guys can claim these items. Okay, so for our next slide, we would like to announce that there's a 50 peso cashback for our first 2,000 accounts that will open and successfully invest at least 1,000 in stocks and will receive 50 peso cashback in their Dragonfly Lite wallet. So this promo will run from September 9 to October 31. That's why kung ako sa inyo guys, you should open and fund your account right now. So please scan this QR code to read more about the details. Okay, so I would like to thank everyone for attending today. So I hope you guys learned a lot. I would like to thank our speakers, Sir John, Sir Mike, and obviously Sir Alvin also for gracing us today. So with that, thank you everyone and have a blast.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, everyone.
Bye. Have a good night. Thank you.